So here's the new trick that the media and the establishment weaponizes against Reddit for fucking up Wall Street. You're going to see a lot of this. Business Insider says, Discord bans wallstreetbets server over hate speech as the group drives GameStop shares through the roof. Far-right extremists use GameStop chaos to radicalize and recruit on Telegram. Okay, so to be clear about the first headline there, Discord bans wallstreetbets server over hate speech. If I'm not mistaken, there's been some sort of a reversal now. So they initially did that. There was a giant backlash because people were like, are you kidding me? How ridiculous is this? And so I think they either popped up in some new form or Discord reversed the decision or whatever it is. Now, think about that though. Think about what happened initially. It just so happened to be on the exact day that Wall Street Bets was obliterating hedge funds on Wall Street. It just so happened to be, hey, yeah, on this day, we're doing a review, and come to find out, people said some very naughty things on this server. So I guess we have to shut it down because people said naughty. People say things all over the internet. It's not a coincidence that the day they took them down is the day that they were bankrupting hedge funds and taking down wealthy and powerful people. So look at the trick. What's the first thing they go for? Censorship. They go for censorship and they go for, like, political correctness. Oh, you're going to defend them? I guess you like hate speech. I guess you like racism. I guess you like sexism. I guess you like every negativism. I guess you are those things if you're defending them. See what they do? Now, sorry, but it has to be said. Anybody who ever cheered on censorship, this is the logical conclusion. You thought it was only going to be used against, like, genuinely bad people or whatever? Are you kidding me? Of course, censorship will always be used against the powerless when they go after the powerful. Censorship will always be used to protect the elites and the establishment. Because guess what? It's the elites and it's the establishment who have all the fucking power. So of course they're going to go after anybody who threatens or questions their authority. And that's what Wall Street Bets was doing. They were taking down powerful people. So they come up with a BS argument and they took them down from Discord. Now, they were never taken down from Reddit, but they were taken down from Discord, and then again, I think that's since been reversed or whatever, but then that gets to the next trick. The next trick is try to conflate any of the stuff that they're doing with far-right extremism, you know, hardcore MAGA Trump supporters. I've seen that comparison a number of times now, the comparison of like, oh, this is just like the January 6th attempted insurrection. No, it's not. People died in the attempted insurrection. People died. And everybody who was there, or the overwhelming majority of people who were there, were drunk on One America News Network and Newsmax and bullshit conspiracy theories about a fraudulent election. So they were acting based on something that's ideologically incorrect. And there were some people there who were experiencing genuine pain, and this is how that turmoil was manifesting. But when you look at Wall Street Bets, this had nothing to do with any sort of conspiracy theory. And it had nothing, and nobody got physically hurt. They were just taking down hedge funds for being incredibly greedy and squeezing out of existence a company that they like. That's the reality of it. So they saw that GameStop was being shorted by hedge funds over 100% of its value. That's an incredibly risky bet that the hedge funds were making. So they saw that and they said, what if we all purchase GameStop? We could make a shitload of money and they could lose an infinite amount of money. So that's called intelligent investing. The real people manipulating the market, the real people doing the bad thing were the people who were shorting GameStop over 100% of its value. That shouldn't even be allowed. It shouldn't even be legal. I mean, duh. So they're the ones who took the giant risk and were manipulating the market and were squeezing a company out of existence, and then they wouldn't be able to access capital and people would lose their jobs and everything. And so Reddit was like, oh, well, what if we all buy it? So they were doing intelligent investing and they were going after the people who constantly rig the markets and always win. So it has nothing to do with far-right extremists. The fact of the matter is there's a reason why the Barstool guy and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez agree on this. There's a reason why that is. Because this has nothing to do with partisanship and left versus right. That has to do with elite versus the people. And the elites have rigged the system for so fucking long, and the people are finally beating them at their own game, and now all of a sudden they want regulation. Oh, really? You didn't want regulation when you fuckers crashed the economy and then got bailed out. You don't want regulation then. You said, let me do whatever I want, and then I'll make as much money as I can and privatize the profits and socialize the losses. You didn't want regulation then. Now you want regulation when a bunch of Redditors are beating you at your own game. So these are the smear tactics. The smear tactics are, hate speech, racism, sexism. They're all far-right extremists that are using GameStop to create chaos and to radicalize and recruit on Telegram. Okay, nobody has ever in a million years accused me of being a right-wing extremist. If anything, I get accused of the opposite, which, by the way, hilarious. Me, an extremist. I'm internationally moderate. I'm a believer in social democracy, Scandinavian style. It doesn't get more mild than that. So, here, I'm now using this to recruit people to my ideology. I like them apples. The far-right extremists are using GameStop chaos to radicalize and recruit on Telegram. I'm using what's happening to radicalize people, hilarious, recruit people to social democracy. I'm using this to tell people, hey, we should have universal health care, Medicare for all. Every other developed country has it. Somehow we can't afford it, even though it would save money and cover everybody. We need to get rid of those rapacious for-profit middlemen who provide no value. I'm talking, of course, about the for-profit health insurance companies. I'm using this to recruit people to say, we should raise taxes on corporations and the wealthy. That's what I think. I think we should give the little guy, the average guy, the middle class and the working class, they should get a break. They should get a break. But the wealthy should have their taxes raised. So I'm using this to recruit people to intelligent policies that we know work. So go ahead. Now I want to see that article. Far left extremists use GameStop chaos to radicalize and recruit on YouTube. Kyle Kalinske of Secular Talk used this to say everybody should have health care. He used this to say we should raise taxes on billionaires. So, listen, it doesn't matter if some of the people were far right. It's like, what's the saying my dad used to say all the time? Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn every now and then. Broken clock is right twice a day. So, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if somebody who's wrong in other ways happens to be right on this. The real crux of the story is, wow, they're right on this. So, but again, they're going to use this. The idea is smear some of them and use that to extrapolate about the rest of the movement and the rest of the people partaking in this. The fact of the matter is most of these people are just regular people who've been screwed by the system in one way or another. Most of the people who are partaking in this are regular people who've been beat down by an unfair and rigged system for a long time. So they're genuine victims. So forgive me if I'm not crying tears for hedge fund goons, because they deserve zero sympathy. They've gotten away with everything for the longest time in the most disgusting way imaginable. So just be prepared, because these are the tricks that they'll use. These are the tricks that they'll use, and they're not going to stop. You're going to see a lot more of this over the coming years, because it's a last-ditch effort. What can we do? I don't know. Let's smear them all as far-right extremists to turn people against them. Smear them all as racist and sexist and people who do hate speech. Just try to treat it like it's beyond the pale what they're doing, and they're the ones who are manipulating the market and causing chaos. When the fact of the matter is, all along, it was Wall Street and the hedge funds doing that.